Hello and welcome to the next episode of Gold Gossip. I am your temporary host, Gliscor, joined by Kory and Kingpin as always, and we also have Fish here tonight and Narcoma, who is the flex support for La Spada. So welcome.
Yeah.
What's up?
We have a big slate here for everything tonight. We're doing some stage 2 previews of the pools. We're going to do a name tier list, so tier list of people's names in trans tier. Go over some key matches this week, and then we have a fun segment at the end. So let's stump right into the stage 2 preview, starting with the pool. So that would be the A pool is Krakens, La Spada, MI7, and Wasteland Outcasts. So everyone here has picked a winner. We're going to see why. Starting with Kory, you picked MI7. Why do you think that MI7 is going to win the A pool?
I think MI7 is still just the best team. I don't know. I think that their players are really good. I talked about it last week, but I just don't really think that the other teams are good. I just think overall MI7 is going to win the pool. When it comes down to individual games, especially in the playoffs, it could go either way, but I think that they're going to be the most consistent.
Okay. And Kingpin, why do you think that MI7 is going to win the A pool?
I didn't want to pick my own team, and they're the best team. They have the best players.
Very cool.
Tannic. Yeah.
Yeah, just Laura and Tannic B. Okay, Narcoma, why do you think that La Spada is going to win the
Well, I'm not
A pool?
I'm not so humble as Kingpin. I am going to vote my own team. I just think I have some very good players. Not even looking at myself. I just think no one's doing what Creon is doing, and in my opinion, the most flexible tank. It just makes us really easy to play anything at any time. But obviously, there's just some self-preference in there.
For sure. And just a quick question. So you're not actually leaving the team, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because there's been a lot of people that are looking for team from La Spada in the transfer chair. We're trying to figure out who's leaving and who's not. So.
Nah.
All right. And Fish, you chose MI7. Please tell me the reasons why.
I could just say because they're the best team, but I'll actually give you a real reason, which is if you look at the meta right now, they're really good characters. Like Genji, Soj, Tannic, Lore, and then Flames is a bat player. Grizzly's a Lucio player. Gliscor's an off-tank player. I think you just look at the current stage of the game, and you're like, yeah, they're going to be pretty okay right now.
All right, and I went a different route. I've been running with the Krakens for basically the entire tier. My beloved King Winta is no longer part of the team, but I'm still running with the Krakens. I think they just have the best synergy out of any of the players. Being able to kind of see how they play in their VC, they have great synergy together. They kind of dominated most of the stage 1 except for that last Spada game, which was close. So I think they have, I think they're much closer to any of the other A pool teams than people think, and I think they're gonna do really well this stage 2.
Tank.
What'd you say?
So we got a new tank too.
All right.
Tommy Slat the goal!
Tommy Slat.
He's so good, man.
Yep. Got a chance to scrim against them. He's definitely not washed. So it's definitely gonna be tough. They're gonna be a lot more what's the word? Fucking flexible. So
No more me on Diva. It's
No, that's we want to see that though. At some point, I have to if I have to play Rhine, then you have to play Diva. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Moving into the B pool, we have Amnesia, Empire, Eternal Blue, and Frost Nova. So, Kory picked Empire. Why don't you tell me why?
Yeah, so this is kind of my Gabe bias. He came into a VC and said that Empire is back, so I'm believing him. I also believe in the players. I think that they got off to a kind of a hard start, but I just believe in their players. I believe in them from the beginning. Obviously, not exactly the start that everybody was expecting from them, but I think they're going to rebound.
All right, we'll go to Fish this time. Second.
Who's the other DPS on Amnesia?
It's Ryan, or no, he's not on the team anymore. Is he?
Who is it? Is it Brian Matson?
I
yeah.
thought it was Brian Matson. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go Amnesia. Was Amnesia 3-1?
Yeah.
Oh no, this is who you think's gonna win B pool, buddy.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm lost. Yeah, I'm gonna go Amnesia. Yeah, I just think they have the best roster. And I think this meta is very mechanic based. I think they just have the best team. I think they got off to a bad start. They'll be fine.
Narcoma.
Yeah, I just am going with Amnesia. They feel like they're probably the only team in this group that could really punch. Like if they were in the A pool, I would be like, yeah, that's reasonable. I've played against Empire. They're in our group, and I've seen Eternal Blue and Frost Nova, and none of these teams are bad. This is definitely like a close group, but I just think Amnesia are a step ahead of the game.
Kingpin.
I picked Amnesia. I think they have the best backline, maybe in the whole tier, with Monty and Rocket. They have pretty good DPS, and Dolls is a pretty good tank. So.
Yeah, I also went with Amnesia, but I think looking at it, I feel like Frost Nova is kind of on the rise right now, and they have. I feel like it's kind of like that trap game where maybe if they end up playing an A pool team later in the tournament, they might be able to beat them. Because I think honestly, all four of these teams could have a shot to beat some of the A pool teams. Maybe not so much Eternal Blue, but Amnesia, Empire, Frost Nova have all shown that they have great players. So I think all of them could easily beat Outcasts or maybe even MI7 or Espada or Krakens, any of them really. So moving into the C pool, this is Classified, Dapper Dynasty, Reckless Gamma, and Tempest. I'll start out with mine. I picked Tempest. The only reason I picked Tempest is because a lot of my good buddies are on Tempest. Shadow Fear, my former Catboy, Triage 3, one of the streaming legends here in Tranquility. So I just, I think we 3-0'd them, but it was a good game. They put up a good fight. So I think considering what Classified is on a really down slope right now, they didn't do good at the end of stage 1. Dapper's still trying to prove themselves, and Gamma is still kind of in that average. We don't really know much about them. Yeah, I think they can kind of make a splash here and win this tier. Narcoma, what do you think?
I picked Reckless Gamma, and I only really have this to say, and that's floor 13 is just the GOAT. Yeah, that's it.
He is a really good hitscan player, I will say. Kingpin.
I went with Dapper Dynasty. They're gonna rebound this stage. They had a rough
Yeah.
start with roster and travel and vacation and stuff. Stage 1, and Dapperman 19, I believe is his name. He's gonna tank the everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All right, Kory, just tell me why you think your team's gonna win the tier.
I don't think we're gonna win the tier. I think we could, but I think for this group, honestly, I just have to believe in myself. I think I'm playing really well. I think all our players are playing really well. It's just been a matter of not playing together ever and having rotating rosters, which I think, to be honest, might still happen. But I still think that with the group that we're in, I think that we can take the group. Maybe not the season if we keep going how we're going, but I think this group is ours.
For sure. And Fish, tell me why you're wrong about Classified.
I'm gonna change my answer. I saw Dapper and I was like, I don't know who that is. But then I remembered that it's Dapper Dynasty.
Put some respect on our name.
And I'm gonna go Dapper Dynasty.
Wow, dude. Classified just punched in the gut there.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Classified fans. I know you needed someone to believe in you. You thought that was me. It's not. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Dapper Dynasty. A theme. They have the best roster. They're gonna win.
All right, let's move on to the elimination pool, where we have 5 teams in this one: Insidious, Culture, Oath, Shake and Bake, and Silly Seahorses. Kingpin, why don't you start with you, buddy?
I went with Culture. They are apparently getting some pretty good players and upgrades to the roster, so I think they're gonna be much improved.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that's where Hexo is gonna end up. So we'll have to see how that fares out. Kory, how about you?
I'm picking Oath. I think that these teams are kind of like, Culture, maybe on the upswing, but Oath is the last team I play against, so that might play a little bit into it, but I think that they're pretty good. Obviously, I mean, we kind of took care of business, but I think that out of these teams, I would be most scared to face Oath, so that's kind of where my head is at with this.
Sure. Narcoma?
Okay, I did go in this without having the Culture pickups in mind, and I'd say if they, though Leakster, they are probably getting Hexo, and they are getting a player called Zamari, who's just a great flex DPS. But I went with Silly Seahorses because I don't know. I know they got dominated in that middle group, but I thought overall that it was just a tough competition in there, and I think that there's not as much competition now, and I think that they had a lot of good shining moments, so I'm putting my faith in them.
For sure. I'm going with Insidious. I don't know why. Just the whole time I've been rooting for Insidious. They had a good game against Empire. They won a map, and they were pretty competitive for most of those games. When I think of them, I just think of the Dan Campbell Lions from his first year, where they were just biting people's kneecaps and just kind of fighting and fighting. So I don't know. I believe in them so much. I don't know why. So,
I'll give Insidious this. I think Yazim is actually so underrated. I think Yazim. I've played against Yazim, and I watched that game. Yazim is not like world breaking your best flex support, but they can get the job done. They can find your head if you give it to them.
Yep. I also like their tank player, Hasdio. I think his name is. I think he's a really good player. So I like their team. I think they're gonna show people, because they had all of these teams had really tough matchups. Going against, I think every single one of them at least went up against 1A and 1B pool teams. So it's just those, think of them as 2 easy losses. I mean, so all right, Fish. What about you, buddy?
I'm going Oath because Kory went Oath.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah. Did Oath win a game other than the forfeit?
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
How can you pick them to most of these teams haven't won?
They got it covered. They got it covered.
You go 1-4 and it only wins a 3-0 forfeit. I don't know.
They're on the come up, bro.
Yeah.
They scrim a lot.
Buy the Oath stocks.
Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody. All right.
Me and Kory are the only Oath shareholders.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to buy it.
I mean, you can't. I just can't see. I can't see Oath or Shake and Bake winning any of these games for this even pool. I think the 3 other teams have a chance to win all the games.
Are they still around? Are they still kicking?
Who?
Shake and Bake? I didn't know if they were still around.
So Yoink Esports left.
Right.
But Shake and Bake are still kicking.
Right.
We'll have to see.
I just don't know why you guys are talking bad about the 2 teams that Dapper Dynasty has beat. I think they're pretty good wins.
I will say,
tell him, Kory.
You guys, you're complaining about roster issues with having the ringers, bro. MI7 has had every match with a ringer as well, and we're 5-0. Okay, why don't you explain that?
We'll see.
He doesn't have Laura and Tanic B.
That's true.
Oh, true.
That is true.
True. Does
Tanic
have
$50 away from getting
Tanic for MVP.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic here, which is a player name tier list. I stole this from Silver Slander last year. This is a pretty fun segment. So we're taking all the specific positions. We're gonna name the top 4 for those specific names. I know all of them are gonna be the stupid name ones. So let's get started with the tank tier. And who do we think has to be in the top 4 at least? I mean,
Shit,
my
Far
first thought is mydad.com. I mean, obviously.
That is a pretty good name.
I mean, I don't know if he's 1, if he's 4, but I think he has to be in there for consideration. So
Yeah.
I think put him at 4 for now, and we kind of move him around. What do you think?
Yeah,
All right, Kingpin,
that's fine.
you're the tank. You're a tank player. What do you think is the next one should we put in here?
Shit, Far 420.
Yeah,
Good pick.
he's gotta be
good
1.
Pick.
He's 1. He's 1. I feel like he has to be 1.
Yep.
Especially since he's changing the main account to
Yep.
Shidfard 420. He will no be longer
We have Lakes in there.
be called
The goat?
Edge. Lakes? I don't know.
Come
Why
on.
Lakes?
Console goat. He's a console swap goat. Come on. He's one of us. Us being me.
I think the
Well, are we doing the player? Or are we doing the name though? The name.
Wait, guys.
Fair enough.
Why that
Oh, that-
Dapperman 19 is
my mistake.
second. What are we talking about?
in a second for sure.
So is that your BattleNet name? Dapperman 19?
Yeah,
19?
it's the account that I play on,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
my main account.
He's
I don't know if
Kory's
that's
a man
2.
of many names.
I don't know if that's 2. I think mydad.com is better than Dapperman 19.
It could be. I
I'm
could see
okay
it going
with
either way.
I also like I think what was the one I was looking at? Frank. I think it's just such,
Frank
it's
is
just-
really good.
It's just
Frank
it's
is
just so simple. It's
This
so
isn't
good.
a new player. I'm pretty sure Colossus has been around for a while, but I've always liked Colossus's name because
Yeah,
it's
he was on,
Colossus
that's a
v
sick name.
Colossus v World War II is crazy.
He was on Avalon last year.
Avalon. Yeah.
Yeah, or last season. I don't know. You can take wrong Gigas out of that as well. Just do mydad.com. Are we? I don't know. I think I want to move Dapperman 19 down to 4. I think
I will
Frank
not
and
stand for this.
my dad
I
is
think,
better.
I think my
I don't know
dad
about Frank going above me.
higher.
Yeah,
My
Frank
dad
can go at 4.
needs to
Put
be
Frank.
higher.
Put Frank at. I don't know. I like this.
I think
What do you
Frank
think?
4.
Yeah, I
I
like
think
that.
Frank's at 4.
All right. We'll put Frank,
Frank
at 4.
down.
All right, Frank at 4.
You gotta have the
And
creativity.
Dapperman
Yeah,
19.
all right, that's
at
a
4.
good list. Good list.
Mhm.
I like that. All right. Hit scan. DPS. Fatherless has to be there.
Fatherless is good.
Blubber blub. Come on.
Flubber Blub is also
You know, I would
good.
say I would love to put the Wastecan Outcast player's name in there, but they're just so annoying. You know, can we just put that out there? They're always spamming in
Yeah.
chat, stuff like that.
Shout out to
You know,
Capital.
we took them away. We stole them to the Lost Spota server. We stole them. Trank chat is free.
Good. Finally. I like Flubberbub too.
I think Flubberbub is a great name, and I also like Nick Floor 13. I think that's just a. It's easy to say.
13.
I'm
Floor
interested I'm interested in the origins of that name. Floor 13.
Yeah,
Like,
I've got to ask him about that.
yeah,
He
we
probably
gotta know.
lives on floor 13. That would be my guess.
Holy.
Oh, I think he I remember scrimming with him or like pugging with him like a year ago, and he told me I think it has something to do with like hotels not having a floor 13.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what he said, if I remember correctly. I bet he can explain in the trans to your discussion
Yeah,
chat.
that makes sense.
What about Doc Game Boy?
I think is
that-
it DAC Game Boy or
It's
is it
Dak.
Doc Game Boy? I think
That's
it's DAC
Dak
like
Game
Dak
Boy.
Prescott.
Back.
Either way, I like that because it has
I
Game
like
Boy
Swagger
in it.
Sword?
Yeah.
Swagger Sword is kind of funny.
Swagger Sword as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
Bacon
also
Bake might sweep
like
this.
I like the name Hatter just as like a name, not like a funny name. I think it's
I
cool.
think it's
Yeah.
hater.
I think if it was my list,
I want to be
I'd
hated.
probably
if
say it's
stupid.
like
I don't
Floor
know.
13,
Not
1, and then Flubber Blub, and then
I also like
Fatherless.
Cold Weather.
well,
Just
Cold
like-
Weather. That's like not really their name, but you know,
Oh.
I guess it kind of
Well,
is.
There. That's what's there.
I like this. Any grievances for this scan DPS one?
I like that.
I like that.
All right, cool. Flex DPS. I mean, Dong Waggler's number 1. Can we just put that in?
Well, I actually think Rancid Randy is the best name at Trank.
Pretty good.
That's my favorite name. So, personally,
Well,
I
as,
wanna
I think seeing that,
Dong
I feel
Waggler
like,
needs to be the top of a tier list.
yeah,
so
Dong Waggler is.
Put
fire.
Dong 1.
I want to throw Nediaj out there because it's just his name backwards. It's just his actual
I know, but
name
that's not
back.
creative though.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
Boca J makes an appearance.
Boca Che.
I
Shout out to
think
Tenacity.
Shout out to-
Guac needs to be in there as well. Guac. I like
Walk's pretty good.
Yeah,
And then
But
I
you
like
need to put Rancid second, I think.
yeah, Rancid.
yeah. I think Guac 3, Rancid Randy 2. Because you can't beat Dong Waggler.
Yeah, I can. I
Don
can.
Waggler is pretty good.
And I always wonder this: what is a Tannic B? No,
Yeah, it's, you know, Kory, do you know? You might
No
know.
clue.
Yeah.
No idea.
It's something with a lisp. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Brian.
I like Brian,
Brian
as
is
well.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Frank type name.
I do
Sorry
like Tanix.
Sorry to everyone that's doing like a serious name. You're not going to be on this list, unfortunately.
No, you know who has a serious name and is the number one of the next tier? Flames of Raw
Flames of
is
Raw
so
is
hard.
so good. So
Yeah.
That
good.
name is
I
so
love that
hard.
name. Love that name.
I like Sirloin.
I think it's Sir Olin.
Well, that's not how I'm ever gonna say it. I'm gonna call it Sirloin.
Yeah,
Sorry.
let's just Sirloin, and then it goes on the list.
Sirloin 21. You can put that
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, he can.
We're gonna put not your actual name, but the name I think it is.
Yeah.
I think
Aristotle is pretty good.
no,
Yeah. I
maybe
like
you can advocate for yourself, Narcoma. What is a Narcoma? What is the origin of that name?
It was just a name I gave my Abra when I played because it's like a coma and I don't know drugs. I
Like
don't know.
narcotics. Yeah, it sounded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
kind of cool.
Like a narcotic coma.
That's cool. That's creative. I like that. We like creativity.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
could
like-
go third.
You know, I think that's better than like Brian and Frank. And
Let's go.
I think
Yeah.
Aristotle.
I like. Yeah, I
is
like
good.
Aristotle though. I think Aristotle.
I think
is
that's
by
cool as
far.
well.
It's not Tottle, it's Thottle.
Aristotle.
Yeah.
So it's like Tanik be saying it,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
basically.
Poor guy.
Poor
I
guy.
feel like there's a big drop off in flex support. No offense, guys, but
Oh, I think so. as
Flames
well.
of Raw is
Yeah.
soloing the flex support.
I made the
Carrying
list.
it on his back.
All right, main support.
Meatball.
Meatball.
Yeah.
is definitely-
Meatball up
Absolutely
there.
Meatball.
I also like Yummy Mac and Your Teammate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a
Boss
fa-
man.
I'm
I
not a
love
big
saying
fan-
boss
I'm not-
man
I'm
so
not a
much.
big fan of Chris Kringle. I don't know.
I've been
like
using
that.
boss man like in real life as like part of my vocabulary.
Imagine someone's name was like Chief or something like that. Like Buddy or Chief.
Rip Chief.
There is a player named Chief.
Yeah.
He's
There is a
actually
player
really good.
Really?
Yeah, he plays with, like he's like a top OD player now, but he played on Devil Dukes? I don't know.
Billings Boomers and Double
Oh.
Dukes, I think.
Wow.
I mean, those
I need
teams overlap.
everyone watching.
Yeah, they're the
I
same.
need
All right,
everyone
all right,
to
but
watch.
let's reorder this top four though. Is this? What are we looking
Meatball
at
has
here?
to be one, right?
I think Meatball's one.
I like Meatball.
Meatball is like a top name out of all of them.
Are we putting Chris Kringle in this list or?
I think Chris
we
Kringle
want-
just misses out.
if we want to, but I would consider them a 5. Yeah, they're like a 6-man.
Yeah, I like Boss
Mhm.
Man, Your Teammate, then Yummy Mac personally.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm good with that.
I need
Alright,
everyone to like take this screenshot, send it to the Trank chat out of context, and be like, "Yeah, guys, they rated
Yeah.
everyone."
Yeah,
They
no,
rated
yeah.
everyone top.
Yeah.
Real
all right,
tier
if-
list.
If we had to,
This is a real deal.
do like a top 3 overall though. We do overall top 3.
Flames
wait.
of Raw.
There's a good point in chat. Gabe's name is B-Ballman69, not Gabe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would
Yeah, I
definitely
don't
be
know.
up there.
He's-
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think here's the thing. I think we're desensitized to B-Ball Man 69. But if
It's
you
not
in a
B-Ball Man
vacuum,
69, it's Gabe. It's not
in a
B-Ball Man 69.
vacuum, B-Ball Man 69 is a all-time name.
Yeah. I remember seeing that in League Zero, just randomly B-Ballman69, and I was like, that guy's a Smurfery is the best name ever.
Yeah,
Alright, well,
it's so good.
let's think about this right now because this is like a head-to-head matchup right now. B-Ball Man 69 or Dapper Man 19.
B-Ballman69.
B-Ball
I hate
Man
to say it.
69.
All right, we'll put B-Ball Man 69 in there.
Dude,
for,
I think
Dapper
Frank,
Man,
okay.
I think Frank should get off the list. But
No,
Yeah,
Frank is
I
so good.
no, well,
Frank
his
is
name
so
is
fun.
like Frank with like 8 A's. I'm pretty sure.
okay. You know
So
what?
I like
I'll
we'll take
live.
Frank. I like that. Okay, and like
I'll
if we
take
had to do a
fifth
top,
If
top
Oh
three
No
overall,
Potato was there, Kory, you'd be number one.
Yeah.
top three overall. What are we thinking? Top 3 overall. I think Dong Waggler's number 1.
Yeah, Dong Waggler.
Yeah,
Flames
yeah,
of
what
Raw.
I do.
Shit
Dong,
4420.
Dong
I'm still
Waggler
partial
at
to
1.
Meep.
Shid Fard at 2.
Yeah, should. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, those two are definitely number
Shid
top
Fard
2.
at 2, and then
Tier
I
break.
think either Flames or Meatball. I don't think Floor is there. I think it has to be
I
Flames.
I'm
just
rocking with
think Flame-
Meatball.
Flames is the only
I like
name that
Meatball.
is like
Yeah, I think
actually just sick. That name is just cool. Like that's the only one I think we're rating, and it's like, damn, that name's tough.
I'll
I-
advocate
mine?
for giving giving some love to
Narcoma.
the serious names and have Flames.
yeah, I
involved
feel like
too.
you gotta like that's like a that's a
Narcoma.
that's tough.
On God.
No, Narcoma can't be 1. He's number
Yeah.
3. He's only 3 in his tier. How can you be number 3 overall,
Yeah.
buddy?
Because I'm that guy. What do you mean?
All right, I think we're good to move on here.
Do we agree on a 3?
I think it's
Yeah, Dong Wagler,
it's,
Shitfart 420,
Flames
of
of
Ra.
Ra.
Flames are raw. Okay.
I have
okay.
Meatball at 4th personally.
Yeah, I think Meatball
Just
at 4 is
throw that out
okay.
there.
Yeah, put them right there. Yeah, honorary 4th.
Yeah.
All right, now we're moving into the featured and key matches of this week, everybody. This is a banger week. We're starting out with Frost Nova versus Eternal Blue. And we'll start with Kory. Looks like you did a 3-2 towards Frost Nova, so let me know.
Yeah, I think that Frost Nova is the better team. Like, again, they've been on that upward slope, while Eternal Blue, they were really good. I think that they're kind of, at their spot that they're going to be at. Frost Nova, I think, takes it, but I still think that Eternal Blue makes it very close. And they've played before, because they're in the same pool, so it's kind of a cool rematch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kingpin, what do you think?
I took Eternal Blue. Last time they played, it was a really close match right after Eternal Blue got new roster members. And they've been playing together for longer. The 3-2 will now flip in favor for Eternal Blue.
Interesting. All right, Fish?
3-1, Frost Nova. I think that whole org is actually really underrated. Their Ascendant tier team is really good, and their Trans tier team is also really good. They play very similarly. I think you have to give a lot of credit. Most of the time you give credit to the players, but I might give a little credit to Rook. I think Rook's done a really good job with that team.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Rooks.
Narcoma, what do you think?
I picked 3-1 Eternal Blue for pretty similar reasons to Kingpin. That it was just like, yeah, they just signed their DPS in that game and barely lost. And now that they've had, 2 weeks now?
4 weeks, yeah.
Right? Or, yeah, it'll have been 2 weeks by the game. I think they should be feeling real comfortable to get a nice win.
All right. I'm taking the 3-1 Frost Nova. I think it's going to be close 3-1, but I just think, like Kory said, Frost Nova's on the rise right now. They've been playing some really good matches. I think overall, when you look at both rosters, I think that Frost Nova just has the better roster. I think their DPS players are way better than Eternal Blue CPS players, in my opinion. Xeno and Hatter, or Hater, however you say his name, their name are really good. I think Edge, Shitfart 420, has kind of established himself as a top 5 tank, whereas Colossus is kind of, he's definitely shown that he is capable. We still need to see more from them. And then Mimi and Momo are one of the best support lines in the entire tier. So I think they are coming up here. I think they're gonna, I originally I picked Amnesia to take the tier, but I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm rallying behind Frost Nova right now. So I like Frost Nova. Moving on to the next feature, we have Amnesia versus Empire. Kingpin, let's start with you, buddy.
I went with Amnesia. They're a more proven team. I think they have a better roster. Empire might be stronger right now, but I don't think it's enough to take down Amnesia.
For
sure. All right, Fish.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go 3-1 Amnesia. I just think they're a really strong team. I think Dawes can probably play some characters he's more comfortable on in this meta. So like Sig is really good. Zarya is really good.
Narcoma, looks like you're kind of going on the 3-0 there route for Amnesia. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I don't want to downplay Empire too much, but like I said earlier, I think Amnesia are like looking like they just barely didn't get into Group A, and I think they could be way up there, but I'm still waiting for Empire to really give me that game that makes me feel real confident about them, and I haven't seen that yet. They didn't have the strongest. Obviously, they played 2 like Group A teams, but they dropped the map to Insidious, and I think I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for them to prove themselves that they are that really, really good team, and I don't know if this is that game to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking the 3-2, so a little bit closer matchup for Empire, just to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I'm gonna be honest, throughout this whole tier, I'm gonna hot takes. I haven't really think that they've been a really good team at all. I mean, Toxic stepped away, but he didn't really look that good when he was playing. The tank play. I mean, we all love B-Ball Man 69. I don't think he's looked good this whole stage 1. The DPS have been good, but I mean, they just haven't been able to kind of establish themselves as one of those top teams. I mean, you're dropping maps to Elam pool teams, then you need to rethink your approach to these games. And then we'll finish off with some little love for Empire, though. Kory.
I just said it before. I think that Empire is gonna have a comeback. I think they're gonna surprise people. They have the roster for it. They have been underperforming. Sure, Amnesia has a good roster, but I think that Empire, they're gonna put in the work. I heard that they might not have been putting in the work so far, but I think that they have a chance to bring it back. And even if they lose this game, I definitely still see them as like a top team, even better than some of the teams that they lose to.
I could never rate this team like low, but
I think I heard that they might be getting a new player that's pretty good. So
I really rate I think Empire's the second best team in that tier, and I actually really rate Gabe Zarya. If they are gonna play Zarya, he really understands like how the Zarya comp like fundamentally works. So if they are playing that, I think they could do really well. For
sure. All right, moving on to the key matches. So these aren't featured; these are just matches that we think are key for this week. We're looking at Krakens versus La Espada and Classified versus Tempest. Starting out with the first one, a rematch of the reverse sweep from stage 1. Kingpin, what do you think? You have a 3-2 Krakens, so what do you think about it?
Well, last time we choked. I'm just gonna say that. So if we don't choke, which I don't think we will twice in a row, we might win better than 3-2. But La Espada is a good team, so I'll give them 2 maps.
All right, we just heard from the Krakens player. Let's hear from the La Espada player. Narcoma, what are we thinking?
Listen, I'm taking myself 3-0. I think last game with Krakens was honestly not anywhere near our peak. It's certainly not like we played terrible, but those first 2 maps were just warm up, and after that it would just every map became less and less close. And
well,
I think as long as our heads are in the game, we're gonna feel pretty good.
All right, I mean, Kingpin.
Well,
you're kind of saying a little. You don't think so? What do you think?
Well, we would have.
We start some beef here.
We would have won Oasis if my shout went off and Mello beat it. So.
I mean, you would have gone to the next round. You wouldn't have won.
Mello, I'm saying for 2 rounds. Mello didn't beat the first round, and my shout didn't go off the second round.
And I mean, hey, it didn't happen though. So,
never know.
Yeah,
you never know. I'm taking the 3-2 Krakens. I think this is going to be a really close match. I think this is the 2 best teams in the league. I think they're going to duke it out. I think it could go any way, 3-2 either way. I'm taking Krakens here because I think that they've kind of made the necessary adjustments. They brought in Tommy Slat. They're playing, different kinds of comps. They're looking good on all of them. So I think they're going to win this. But Fish doesn't think they're going to win this. What do you think?
I'm cheating a little bit. I think this game will not be close regardless, but I don't actually know who's going to win. And the reason I'm going to say that is because if Tommy comes in, and because Tommy's a Zarya player. If Tommy comes in and he plays Zarya and he's really, really good, they're going to smoke and they're going to win. But at the same time, if Tommy comes in and they start having to split play time and they don't really know what they're going to do, that's Connor, you can say hi. They're on sorry, I lost my train of thought. But La Espada is the better team regardless if Tommy is not playing. That they kind of were trolling the first 2 maps in that map 5. I kind of agree with Creon that the last couple map, like especially Esperanto, was not really that close, and they had it in control the entire time. And I think they kind of figured out Krakens on how to beat them. So I think if Tommy's really good, which I know he can be, I think Krakens could come out there and steamroll. But right now, my part is that I think La Espada is going to steamroll them.
All right. Moving on to the C pool match.
Oh, what about me?
Wait, Kory, hey.
Kory.
My bad. I forgot about you, buddy.
I don't even think you didn't even give your own Brad. You talked to 3
Yes, I
people.
did. No, I didn't. I gave my.
Yeah, he gave his.
Maybe I'm losing it.
Yeah. Why don't you?
You still skip Kory.
Yeah. Okay. Kory, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think that it's going to be a similar match to last time, except it's not going to be a reverse sweep, and the score is going to go for Krakens. I think that it's still going to be really close, but Krakens will, if Kingpin is telling the truth, that's actually not what I based it off of, but Yeah, I think that Krakens will edge it out, but I will not be surprised if La Espada does, because it'll be very, very close. So
Yeah,
honestly,
I
it could
will-
be 3-2 Krakens or La Espada.
Yeah.
It can
For
go either
sure.
way.
All right, now we're good, I think. So now we're moving on to the C pool matchup, Classified versus Tempest. I'll start out here with I'm gonna pick Tempest. Like I said, I picked them to win the group. I think they're the best team. I think they have the best synergy. They're a great group of guys that work well together. That's really it. I Classified has lost. I think when was the last time they won a game? Didn't they? Aren't they on like a 3-game losing streak or something like that? Something like that or something.
I
But
think so.
yeah, they're on the down low right now. The spirits probably aren't high. They're coming into this match. Maybe they are confident, maybe they're not. But I think that they're coming in, maybe a little bit on edge that they might not make it through this pool, and they drop this match to Tempest. And Kingpin, what do you think, buddy?
I think Classified's just a better team. They have better players. All their players were in Transfer last season. Granted, they were all very bad in Transfer last season, but this is just like a Discord tier. So, no, they were before they disbanded and blew up, I believe. So, I just think they're better.
All right, Fish.
They weren't very bad. They were okay. They played. I think they played all right a couple times, but
I
they
mean,
were
They
a
won a map
bottom.
against Amnesia when Luca
Yeah.
walked off the map.
No, I think I'm gonna go Classified 3-2. I said you guys. I think they're a better team. They have some touches all right. Like they have some all right players. I think they'll pull it out.
All right, Kory. Won't forget about you this time.
I think that like from their last game they played against Reckless Gamma, they were maybe like one fight. I don't remember exactly what it was. It went down to the last round of Control, map 5. It was really close. I think it could have gone their way. It was just like, they lost one fight. So they're one win away. They're one fight away from having another win. I think that they're still a very good team, and I think that they're going to show it, even though it'll be close, because I still think the Tempest is good. I think that Classified is a little better than their record, and they'll show it in this game.
All right, Narcoma.
I think like going into the game, I feel like this is a game Classified would expect, and what I would expect them to take it away easily. But I feel like a lot of the games they've just been punching downwards. I've talked to a little bit of them. I have a little bit of scrim experience, and I think they're better than what they have been. But whenever it comes game time, I just feel like they force so many mistakes. So I think they're gonna win it out, but I think they're really gonna have to fight for it with Tempest, because they aren't that bad either. Tempest.
For sure. And I think is that everything that about wraps it up. We have one more segment here tonight. This is the Chad Play of the Week. Each week we're going to be featuring one play from one Tranquility player that they submit to Match Clip submissions. So definitely submit your clips to Match Clip submission for a chance to be featured. If it could be a good play, or it could be like a Chad play, like something that you do that's stupid that works out, whatever. This week's play is from Shadefard 420 from a scrim against Krakens, where I was ringing. Where
Make that clear. You were ringing.
Yes, I was ringing. This is not Kingpin, and I was about to block his shatter, but I accidentally pressed left shift and right click at the same time and charged instead of put my shield up. So then he shattered everyone. So.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Watch Shatter. They're gonna have it soon.
So he comes up here.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
all right. He's
Wait
gonna
for
walk up here.
turret to come
I'm ready to
Okay.
shatter his whole team when he walks by me. Here I
You
go.
already
Focus
too
shield.
late.
Can we use?
I shatter right here,
Burn shield. I blocked.
and then I press charge a mistake, and he shatters our whole team.
Oh, man.
Shit.
And he will say
my
there's no
gosh.
sound, but he
Fine,
does.
fine.
I don't know if there's any sound, but he does
Fine.
say
Three.
down 3, but it was all 5. So
You can't be wrong if you get less than
yeah, if he
Yeah.
underestimated how many he got.
humble
I
king.
say
humble
I
king.
say shattered 6
He's a
every
humble
time.
king.
I don't even
Yeah,
6
shattered
guys.
6. Yeah.
I just
I don't say anything, I just kill them.
big shatter on the top of
Actually,
my
yeah.
wall.
Sometimes when I shatter, I don't pop off because I'm trying not to distract, and I just don't say anything. I should call something. I just shatter and go. I just don't say anything.
I'm not a
Yeah.
tank player, but
Pretty sure.
I'll throw out a nade and I'll think, oh yeah, that's a big nade, and yell out big nade, and it hits 0 people.
I do the
Never
same
mind.
thing.
Never mind.
Big name.
Yeah,
I throw
Eris
my
does
nade
that
and I'm
all
like,
the
"That's
time.
good."
Eris is like, oh, it's a big nade. I jump in with the nade, it hits nobody, and I die because of it.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's because of them or it's because you're just feeding all the time. I think it's
Well,
probably the latter.
It's
Dang. I
it's
wouldn't
definitely a
let
mix
that.
of both. Definitely a
I
mix of
wouldn't
both.
let
Go watch Point Gibraltar at My7 versus Wildcat Boys if you want to see some
Return.
great tank games.
Yo,
Yes,
yo,
it is.
yo,
No,
yo, yo.
That was
Hey.
Laura. Laura did nothing on Widow on that map. I will say. Let's be fair. All right, Kingpin needed some help, and Laura did not deliver.
No, listen, they were freaking counter swapping. Gliscor was holding
plays
tab
Steven
the
the whole
entire
map. He plays even the whole map. He swaps Winston in one fight, Reaper. It's so funny. It was so funny.
Dude, we needed to pull out all the strings to try to get a win.
I will
What do you
say
think we're gonna do here?
on the Rio pre-show, I was like I was pounding on Zarya, and then we're about to cap, and I just walk out into the open like a
That
gazelle.
was so
and die.
bad. You were such an idiot. That was-
For no reason at all, too.
I was so
That's
bad
funny.
at you. I couldn't have been
Yeah,
more
that is.
upset.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps everything up for today. Thanks everybody for coming to this episode of Gold Gossip. We'll be back next week, hopefully, for another epic episode, recapping Stage 2, Week 1. So for everybody here at the Tranquility staff and the Gold Gossip team, thanks for showing up, and we'll see you later.
Bye.